Hey, welcome back to the channel. My name is Eric, and today we're going to talk about buying habits. What is the best piece of equipment that you would need for, let's say, your lawn and stuff? Because we're a small engine repair business, but we also handle whole goods. So the question I get asked a lot is, what is the best ones out there? And I'll tell you, most of them are being made by one or two companies. The ones that are outliers that I like the most, by the way, are John Deere's. They do their own thing, and everything is built here in the U.S. out of two different factories. If you're going to take and just mow your yard and you have less than an acre of ground, depends on how much exercise you want. A push mower would do all that, and a gas powered would be even better because it would probably run out of battery before you could get it done. When to step up to a zero turn? That's when you have a lot more hills, obstacles, you can get your mowing done faster. When I went from a conventional ride-on tractor style, okay, to a zero turn, I cut my mowing time in half just because of the versatility and the way you spin them around and go. Now, is there a difference between the ones that you buy at the big box stores and from your local dealers that are carrying them? Absolutely. The ones that you see, let's say, because I like John Deere, the John Deere's, the 100 series, the 200 series are mainly big box lawnmowers, riding lawnmowers. And they're made for pretty much level ground, just mowing. They're not versatile, and they're not going to take a lot of wear and tear. If you want a machine and you're doing pretty good sized yard, you're probably going to want to go talk to the John Deere dealer and look at the 300 series and up. Once you start getting with the dealer that's a John Deere dealer, they're going to give you pieces of equipment that are more versatile, that could handle the hills, can tow a wagon, can do a bunch of other stuff that the big box stores can't. Now, can you get a wagon at Lowe's or Home Depot and hook it to your John Deere 100 series? Absolutely. But it's not going to have as good a transmission in it as the 3, 4, 5, and 600 series John Deere's. Now, here's the next question, is what is the best mower to buy out there? My preferences are John Deere because they've been in my family for a long time. I've got a zero turn that's going on 23 years old, and you can't kill that sucker. And I love it. Why do I gravitate towards John Deere? Because they're low maintenance and they do what I want them to do. And I've got John Deere right up into the farm tractors, okay, because I have a farm. I don't think that with your zero turns that your battery operated ones, if you have a very big yard or if you have a lot of hills on it, that you're going to be very happy with it. You're probably going to want to lean towards gas because you have more power, and as long as it's got fuel in it and oil in it, it'll run all day long, right? Handhelds, that's a whole different ball game. You really got a lot of good handhelds out there, like weed trimmers, even push mowers. If you don't have a big of a yard, you may want to look at a battery operated one that you can just pop in and go. The cost is probably 2 to 3 times as much for a battery operated as it is a conventional. I haven't run the numbers to know whether, is the cost of charging that battery and the life of that machine overall cost, is it less or more than if you went and you bought a gas powered one and figured in the fuel that you were adding per week to get the yard mowed? I like gas, been around all my life, and they're reliable. The only time you're going to have problems is if you get fuel that has water in it, the ethanol. You got to be careful with that. PRI-G, if you've never heard of that, that's a nice treatment that you can put into your fuel as an additive, and it doesn't seal it. See, a lot of your additives that you get for fuel, it coats the top so that the ethanol can't suck the water down. And it's only good to a certain extent. PRI-G actually mixes in with the fuel and makes it more burnable, I guess you could say. If you got fuel in your lawnmower from last year, drain it. You're just going to have headaches. Whether you buy a push mower, a ride-on, is going to be preference to you and what your budget is. Because the budget is really, the price points on this stuff can get really expensive, where you're looking at $14,000 to $30,000 for a zero turn, right? If you're looking at the commercial grades. Kind of comes down to like Ford, Chevy, Dodge. It's whatever your preference is and what you've had good luck with. I always drove Ford, but I'm driving a 2024 Dodge 2500 series gas, and I love it. So they all have their issues per se, but regular maintenance on stuff, it will last a long time. I just did a video, you can check here just past week, on why push mowers only last a year, and a lot of it is just how you take care of stuff. And what I find is, if you don't put much value on it, then you're not going to take care of it. And I've seen push mowers last a long time. I can point here to a rototiller that I remember driving or running when I was 13 and 14. And that sucker, one pull and it was running. What can you say about the stuff today? That'll beat you to death. But if you take care of this stuff, it will last you a lifetime. If you have any questions or concerns, or drop them in the comments. I read all the comments and I try to answer them all. If there's a topic that you'd like me to go in depth on, more so than what I have, say the word, because I could talk till the end of the earth, right? I want to make sure I'm talking about stuff that relates to you and what your issues may be or what your concerns may be when it comes to buying stuff. Stuff isn't cheap, and so you really want to think it all over before you take that leap. On that note, you guys have a great day.